I can hear it. That clock is ticking and it's after 11 o'clock. You know what that means. It means it's time for your favorite show and mine, Countdown to Armageddon, and I'm your host, Publius. And Publius wants to talk today about the attack on religion. Now, I know many of you don't even think it's real. That's your choice. But recently there was an article put out by the Babylon Bee, basically poking fun at the people that don't think this is happening. It started by showing a group of people busting in on Christians and arresting them. The idea behind this attack was that supposedly this took place in China, and this does happen in China. It is illegal to be a Christian in China. The idea that the Babylon Bee was trying to get across is, of course, this would never happen in the United States. I mean, come on, no one believes that we will ever see the government attacking Christians. But yet society is attacking Christians. And the government has gone after Christians for practicing their beliefs. How many of you all remember the stories that hit the papers over the last year about groups and congregations that were fined for practicing their religious views, even outside, because they didn't stand 6 feet apart from each other? It was a big congregation that stood up and was worshiping together in public, out in the doors, and they were fined because they did not maintain their social distancing. Because we all know the most important thing in the world is that we protect ourselves from the COVID. COVID trumps all. Unless, of course, you're an illegal alien. Then, of course, you don't have to worry about social distancing because, that does trump COVID. But we had ministers arrested for having services. There's a big example of this of the gentleman in Canada who they closed his church. They've sealed it shut because he dared to have people show up to celebrate Christianity and to worship together. Again, you're going to sit back and say, yes, but that's COVID. That had nothing to do with an attack on religion, didn't it? How many things were punished and cracked down as harshly as churches were? Go look into it. Let's continue on. How else is Christianity being attacked? Well, I've already talked about how they intend to force Christians to go against their beliefs if they happen to be a doctor. Sorry, folks, you need a drink. We want to tell our doctors, you can't have your beliefs. Your beliefs are irrelevant to me. You must do as we say. What else is going on, though? Well, recently there have been a couple articles that were reported in the Christian news. One of them comes out of London. A pastor was arrested, mind you, for hate speech, for simply stating what the Bible states. In reading what the Bible has to say about marriage being between a man and a woman, this minister was arrested. Alright, as you read the article, you'll see that he was doing this in the public square, which is open for public discourse. This is where, we in the United States get our tradition of having, being able to speak in public. In England, there are certain places that are used purely for that purpose, so that anybody can get up and say what they want. But apparently now you can't if what you're saying happens to violate what other people believe is right or wrong. In this case, it was considered hate speech because it was attacking the beliefs of the LGBTQ community. Same thing happened across a little bit of a pond there. Over in Finland, we have a minister of parliament who is being charged possibly with hate speech. This time, though, when they were asked questions specifically, and they were giving the answers based on their beliefs. They didn't do it to say somebody was evil. They weren't condemning others. They were saying their beliefs. And now that minister's in trouble. See, that seems to be the trend. As long as you support the LGBT community and you don't say anything against them, then you're okay, maybe. And that maybe is a big maybe, because there's a good chance that they might come after you anyway. We have a society that has decided that it's fair game to attack Christianity. Why? Because Christians are not exactly known for going out and bombing those that oppose them. You don't see too many people, though, going out and challenging the other groups that hold the same views as Christianity on some of these issues. According to the Muslim belief, marriage is between a man and a woman. Homosexuals should be taken outside the city limits and stoned. And there are countries in the world where this actually happens. But nobody says anything about that because, hey, they don't want to attack the Muslim belief. They don't want to attack the Jewish belief. Both of this would be them attacking minorities. And they don't want to do that. But attack Christians? Go ahead. Christian baker, hey, you make us a gay cake or we're going to force you to go out of business. Same principle. If they went down the road a little bit and asked a Muslim baker, they'd be told no. But nobody ever brings that up. See, this is how we know it's a direct attack on Christianity and not on those who happen to oppose the beliefs of the LGBT community. By who they target. They only target those they know they can get some attention from and who will not basically shoot them or kill them for doing so. This is a sad state of affairs, but this is only the beginning. As the door is slowly being pushed open, we're going to find one day where the Christian churches will be attacked for simply being just that, a Christian church. Because they don't support the newer versions or the new beliefs of certain people, they're going to be attacked. And this is indeed a war on Christianity. I know many of you are sitting back going, war on Christianity, first it was a war on Christmas, what next? You don't believe any of it, you don't accept the slippery slope. Well, the reality is that slippery slope is intentional. They know by opening the door a little bit, they get to do this, this, and this. And slowly that door just erodes. And the door is gone and they can do whatever they want. You will see in your lifetime more and more Christian churches getting in trouble with the government and with others simply for expressing views found in the Bible. You will see more often where people will be taking the name of Christianity and applying it to groups that oppose the beliefs and the words of the Bible. Why? Because by diluting it out and changing the words, they get what they want. They get a world of confusion. And in that confusion, they will be able to attack anybody they want to. And I can guarantee that one of the biggest targets will be groups of Christians. So as you are going through your week and you're trying to decide what is right or wrong, remember, if you're opposing one specific group's belief because you consider them bigots, make sure that the other groups that you don't attack don't hold the same beliefs. I mean, it's like, Major League Baseball and their attitude towards the Georgia election reform. What did they do? They moved it to a state that had more restrictive voting laws. What this means is you're a hypocrite. You've chosen to attack specific groups because this is what you know you can get away with. and attacking Christians and attacking conservatives. You get away with that. It's sad, but it's true. All right, this has been this episode of Countdown for Armageddon. I am Publius. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you did, hit that like button. If you didn't, hit that like button. I know it's kind of a catch-22. Either way you do it, hit the like button. And put your notes down in the comments telling me why you liked it or why you didn't like it. If you thought it was kind of short, well, it's because there's going to be a sequel to this episode of me coming out this week, all about words. And I hope you enjoy that episode when it comes out. Other than that, you guys have a great, wonderful week, and I'll talk to you again soon. This is Publius signing off for the night.